Hi, folks. Barry Chappell coming to you live from Hollywood, California, home of PrimeTime Shopping Network. I got some amazing work tonight. I have some Gregory Wilhelmi, some David Lloyd Glover, some Oleg and I have David Glover. Oh, I got everything tonight. I just left 3 people out, and we're worried about Gregory, who sent an empty package to me. Yeah, no, I just left 2 artists out. I'm trying to find a picture so you guys can get an understanding of this. Now, 1.1 mile from my house is the dog park. And every time I go to the dog park, Pretty Boy Floyd, my super Chiweenie dog, look at that. He jumps up on that dash in between the 2 seats every time. A lot of times he even jumps on my lap. That's only 1.1 mile. All right? Yeah, well, here's the thing. Look at this. Look at this. He's always leaning his shoulder on my shoulder when I drive. He's 7 years old, they believe. Now, Pretty Boy Floyd had, oh, look at this. Look at that face. He's just laying there doing little, he is a Chiweenie, look at that. That's him today. I actually moved him over to the seat because he kept, there he is. That's Pretty Boy Floyd, 13.5-pound Chiweenie. So, oh, that's all the Mountain Dew, Diet Mountain Dew cans I recycled. Doesn't bring much. I'm going to...
I ordered one of those for lunch.
This is how small a 13.5-pound Chiweenie is. Now, this is Ginger, my hound dog, standing next to Pretty Boy Floyd, the Chiweenie. The reason I called him Pretty Boy Floyd, give me 1 second, I got his sex mixed up, and this is what it looks like driving to the park. Floyd just, it's like, come on, Floyd, I gotta drive a car. But I want to show you something here because I finally moved him over to the passenger seat. Look, he's got that mean look like, I'm going to get you now. Don't treat me like my name is Jimmy Gerstel. That's what he said to me. No, but here's what I want to show you, Jimmy. I want to show you this because this is a very fortunate dog. And he bosses everybody around. Give me 1 second. Here it comes. I found him underneath a picnic table at the park. I thought he was dead. I touched him. He moved. I rushed him to the vet. He had been attacked by a coyote. The coyote flipped him so hard, he broke 2 of his ribs. He went through 3 of those little casts. He is fine now, little Pretty Boy Floyd. And he's been doing great. But something happened, Jimmy. And I will not do this. Camera 2, I'm not going to do it, Wilson. I'm not going to do it. 6.5, 7 days ago. He loves the large dog side. He liked his small dog side, large dog. He doesn't care. He's Pretty Boy Floyd, named after a gangster. Yeah, the Pretty Boy Floyd. Well, 7 days ago, somebody brought a dog in heat to the large-sized dog park. And ever since then, Pretty Boy Floyd will not stop. What's a nice way of putting it?
Humping?
Humping other dogs, Jimmy. He just won't stop. And it's...
Pretty Playboy boy.
Well, he got stuck to a female dog. It's a long story. I have a picture of it. That happened to you too. All right, Jimmy. So people at the park were asking me, "Why don't you get your dog fixed?" I said, "Well,
He's not broken.
he's 7 years old, could be older, and this shouldn't have happened. They brought a dog in heat. What do you expect them to do?" And so now they're pestering me. And Wilson, you know what my answer is? I'm not fixing him. I'm going to give him another 3 weeks. Let him work it out of his system.
Still under warranty, though, isn't he? You can get him fixed for free, right?
I know I'm not going to get him fixed. I don't know what they want me to. What would you do, Wilson?
I would not.
You would not fix him. He's been through so much trauma. Why else would you not fix him? Did you ever watch, I asked Jimmy this, you ever see Man of War, the horse run?
I mean, I know the name. But
Yeah, the old films. What would have happened if somebody got the idea, let's fix Man of War?
then he would have been a gelding.
Yes, it wouldn't have worked. Pretty Boy Floyd is the top. You watch Planet of the Apes? You know the one ape Caesar? Pretty Boy Floyd is the Caesar of Cheweenies. He's got the DNA. People want dogs like Pretty Boy Floyd.
You can say he's on top of the salad. Okay.
He's on top of the what? So anyway, that's what I've been worried about. Wilson says no. What do you say, Jimmy?
You know. You know that old commercial, right? The flop, flop, fizz, fizz. You can change it up to snip, snip. And
Oh, get out. Woo, get out of here. What do you think, Patty? Would you fix my dog just because somebody brought a dog in heat and for 7 days he's been humping anything that comes to the park? I figured he'd cool off at some point.
That may not necessarily stop either, just because you fix him, by the way.
You see? Would you fix him?
See?
He's a humper?
And it's a female, right? No.
So you fix your dog and he still humps everything. Ah, that makes it so easy. Floyd, you're safe. Now, sorry about that.
That's what get him a fire hydrant. We'll stop it.
I'll get him a fire hydrant, Jimmy. All right, now I have only 5 Olegs left. It was down to 4, but one got returned. It's a long story. Got 5 Olegs. I have some amazing Wilhelmies. Matt, did you get that? Did that picture of Golden Strike come through? Because it is one of the. What?
Yeah, but he needs a second.
Well, he can have a second. As long as he agrees with me about Pretty Boy Floyd. Wilson, Pretty Boy Floyd, yes, he's a Cheweenie, but he's up there on the upper scale of Cheweenies. Survive a coyote attack? I hear he bit the coyote back 8 times. The guy went,
Were there witnesses?
no. I also have, these Olegs. Well, I'll tell you what. Here's what I'm going to start with. Matt, which of my Wilhelmy tapes do you like best? Is it 1 or 2? And which one do I like best? Gregory Wilhelmy. Let me show you a picture of him. Gregory Wilhelmy is a museum artist. He does shows at the Nicolaisen Museum. He does shows at the South Dakota Art Museum, Bismarck. Gregory Wilhelmy is one of the most important artists I've ever met. Here's a picture of him at, I think, the South Dakota Art Museum, The Long Road Home. He gives talks at museums. Here is a picture he painted. That's him like 20 feet up high. He painted. Those are not real cows. That is the picture of the bulls he's painting. Now I can fling you off that, Jimmy. We can see what happens.
I just started drinking.
Yeah.
I just learned.
So many of the museums Gregory Wilhelmy gives talks at. He is, I call him my cowboy artist, and that's him giving a talk at one of the museums. He's a young 79, Jimmy. I got to show this because it's so cool. It's like what you see in the Road Runner or Wile E. Coyote. He painted that building on a building, and it looks like if you don't turn, you're going to hit the building. Look at that. That's a picture. There's no building there, Jimmy. It's a picture of a building. You picking up what I'm putting down? You get what I'm talking? You can't go into that building, Jimmy. Now, tell you what, I might not even need the docudrama. Can you put up this picture? I want to show you one of the coolest Gregory Wilhelmys. It's called Golden Strike. It is a hand-embellished clay. It is number 1 of 1, and it's the only one he's doing. I sold the original of that 10 or 12 years ago, and it went for a lot. It should. This is what Gregory Wilhelmy does. And he decided, even though he could do an edition of 100, he didn't. He did one. 1 of 1 hand embellished. Now, I want to read to you what Gregory Wilhelmy wrote about this piece. He says, "The morning cottonwood glistens and glows in the golden feathers on the bank of the San Pedro River, Arizona." And look at that. That is that's an original. He's only doing one. I sold the original 11, 12 years ago, or maybe longer, and it went for a ton, and it should. That's the only print he is ever making, right there. It's 1 of 1, Jimmy, so it's an original. And he hand embellished it. And he was, what's a nice word, because Matt heard him. We were talking on the phone, and he was saying how much time it takes to hand embellish a 1 of 1. You know, you're doing it like you're going to do a whole edition, so you're writing everything down, and only did 1. I would put a fair retail on this, I don't know, $5,500. It's the only one of Golden Strike, the only print he made. A hand-embellished clay, 19 by 26. It is stunning. Here's what I want to do. Oh, that's a perfect, look at that, Jimmy, that's a perfect painting. Yeah, I know I should open this at 2,000 open, 2,500 open. I'm not. Here's what I'm going to do. This is so cheap. This is where, did your parents ever tell you to stick a toe in the water? You're an idiot. No, it was cement. No, I did that once and they pushed me in. Oh, I remember, and still mad at the guy. If I could find him, I'd beat him to a pulp. I was 8 years old, 7 years old, in Miami, Florida. And a guy teaching me how to swim said, you got to jump off the high dive. So he says, just walk up there. We're going to look down. I walk up there and he pushes me off it. Yeah. I wish I had his address. But then again, He's probably in his 90s by now. But anyway, let's do this. This is the most stunning one of one, hand embellished, golden strike you're ever going to see. I am going to start. This is too cheap. This is going to be so cheap, Patty. Get ready. $350 to open. $100 increments after we get the open. What did I do that? That is so cheap. That's a one of one. The only one. He could have done 100 and they all would have sold. He decided, I'm going to only do one. Because this is one of his all-time favorite images. How's it going, Juliet? Good? You made it. Are you going to tell everybody where the hell you put Romeo? He's been missing since, you know about that, Wilson. He was here, he picked her up. Nobody knows what happened to Romeo. At $350 on a $4,500 one of one, the only one he did, hand embellished by legendary museum artist Gregory Wilhelmy. All right, I'm going to take that down and run. No open once. No open twice. All right, Matt, pick out your favorite. What? Yes and no. Yes, you could, but no, you're going to be outside the country. Which do you like better, Matt? One or two? I want you guys to see what a talented artist Gregory Wilhelmy is. He is a internationally famous poster art seller. He's done shows in all of them, and I am going to show you why you need to own a Gregory Wilhelmy. Tell me when. When. Take a look at this.
I'm Gregory Wilhelmy. I live in Montana and I'm an artist. And I paint pictures, a lot of pictures, of a lot of different things, in a lot of different places. The hardest part of doing any painting is getting it started, and after you get a certain place with it, then it kind of starts to fall together on its own, and it's easier to deal with. But when you're first starting it, you have to concentrate more to know for sure in your own mind what it is that you need to do to get a good product, a good picture. One of the problems about working outside is that it takes forever for oil paint to dry. So by adding some dryer into the white paint, that allows me to get a better, faster drying time and to have an easier time of completing my painting. I use a medium that I specially mixed up for outdoor use, again with some dryer in it. And after I have completed a preliminary sketch of what it is that the main things that I want to paint, and I put on brush a light coating of this medium over the entire surface. It helps the oil paint spread more evenly. And I also I prefer a warm sienna tone to put my paint onto it. Just as a personal preference is that, first of all, I hate to work just on a stark white canvas because the oil paint will leave holes in your painting that the white will show through. And I always prefer a warm surface to paint on because it warms the other colors that I put over the top of it. Anytime that you're painting outside, you're dealing with weather, sunlight, time, within 90 minutes, you have basically 90 minutes to get down your study, because after that, the light will have changed significantly enough that you have a totally different picture that you're working with. If you're painting in town, there's always the, you try to get out of the way, on a side street where the traffic's not heavy and where you don't have a lot of interruptions. And then there's the elements. Like this morning, it was only about 30 degrees when we first came out here. I was pretty sure of that. So there's the cold, and there's the heat. It's the bugs, the wind, the rain, and just the logistics of setting up. So one of the more important aspects and the reasons to work outside is that it allows the artist to develop a visual memory for color and value and tone. I paint inside more than what I used to, but you still need to get out in the field and work, because the human eye sees so much different than the camera, and there's also the immediacy of seeing the scene and working with it. And nothing as compelling as visually as coming out, actually seeing the scene, and the challenge of being able to paint it. Setting up like this gives you the best kind of information to go back to the studio and do a finished painting. So when you're back in your studio and you're working and you're looking at reference material, say it's photographs you've taken or drawings that you've done, and the painting isn't working right, this kind of outdoor experience gives you the kind of knowledge you need to go back and make it right. My favorite places, when I first started painting outside location, I had taken a trip to Germany. And anytime that you're painting outside, you attract more of an audience. And to give me courage to get out, because there would always be a crowd watching, is that you could buy beer in Germany by the quarts. The bottle of beer was the kilo thing or whatever it was. And it was very acceptable to have beer for breakfast in Germany, so I put a couple of those big bottles in my backpack, and I worked in watercolors mostly then. And so you could sit down almost any street corner and get out your beer and get out your watercolors and do a painting, have a crowd, have a conversation. The person's reaction to your work is sometimes surprising to me. They'll get things out of something that I necessarily wasn't intending or even thinking about. So I think basically I do my work, and then whatever a viewer drags away from it or how they respond to it. And one thing I've learned over the years is that you really can't predict it. A lot of times paintings that I really like, 80% of people will just, and I'll expect people to respond the same way to something that I really like, and it seldom ever happens. When I came down here, it was a Sunday morning a few days ago, and I was looking for a location for us to paint on, and what captured my eye was the light source. I was down here around 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, and it was quiet, and there was this nice contrast between the darks and the light area, and so this focal area in here really stood out, just popped. I liked the way at that morning where the cerulean blue sky was a nice complement off the oranges and the warm tones in here. It all looks good to me right now. I'll put it in my studio for a few days and look at it, and maybe some things will come to me that I can add or change at the time. But right now it feels good. Being done with something and having the painting being finished, I think are two different things. What I can say for sure right now is I'm about done with this painting. All in all, I think it turned out to be a very nice piece. I think it's kind of captivating.
Folks, that was a film I made on Gregory Wilhelmy long time ago. He's the artist here, and you know we still have a gold strike, but take a look at this. Matt, this is 2941. This is what Gregory Wilhelmy can do. This is the clay on fine art paper. It's entitled Santorini, Greece, 1988. It's number 1 of only 5. I have never been to Greece. I got all around it. I got, well, I don't know what it's called now. When I went there, it was Yugoslavia. Now, yeah, I went to the island of Kirk and watched my dad get liquored up every night on Slivovitz. And that was something. And I got to the Albanian border. I looked at it. I was literally 10 feet away because everybody in Yugoslavia said, "You cross that border, we never see you again." And it was like that in the 70s. So, this is about, let me put my glasses on. These glasses make it harder to read, not easier. Well, I'm not going to drive with these. What does it say the list price is? $8,500. Look at this. Look at this Gregory Wilhelmy. Number 1 of 5. Hand signed, hand numbered, hand embellished, everything. I list $8,500. Start at 0. $100 increments, Jimmy. $100. Don't we call that a C note?
That's right. Living on the edge.
I'm living on the edge. I am. Yes, because I'm gonna tell all those people at the dog park, I am not fixing Floyd. No, I don't. I don't. No, not Pretty Boy Floyd. No, 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 no. Now, folks, I don't know if we're coming out to you on DirecTV, but I have an $8,500. He only did 5 of these. This is number 1 of 5. It's worth 85. List for 8,500, and I don't have a bid of 100 yet. Oh boy! All right, now I got to test the situation, Jimmy. All right. Let me see, because I might.
Your call is very important to us. Please wait for the next available agent. Hi, Barry.
How'd you know it was me? You watching me?
Floyd's going to be known as the humper if you don't fix it.
I don't care if Pretty Boy Floyd is known as the humper. The most important thing is he gets to be known as the good humper.
I'm sure already in dog circles that's how they describe it.
Yes, they do. All right, no one is open at 100. All right, let's run with this. I'll tell you what, I'm going to take that down. That's gone. That's dead for the night.
Is he busy tonight, by the way?
We haven't opened. We have the $100 open, and I thank you. You want to book Pretty Boy Floyd for the night, Gerstel? You trying to make a commission on this, or are you renting him for yourself?
I want to know if he was busy I'm not going to say anymore.
You're not going to say anymore.
You might tell them I got fresh Alpo with candles.
We have 100 looking for 2. I've never sold a one of only 5 for $100, but then again, there's a first for everything. I don't think that could, it's 8,500. The other 4 Gregory sold for 8,500. And this one is at $100. Hand embellished by a museum artist. Who's your $100 bid from? Hey. 200 has been bid. Thank you. That's 200 big ones to you. Did you see Steve Martin in The Jerk? 300. Do you remember when he went to the bank in The Jerk? And he says, yes, 200 big ones. That's 200 big ones. They show him the check and it's 200,000. And he's got, yes, all because he got OptiHold or whatever that was. $300. Thank you. Going once. $300. Going twice. Fair. Final warning. All in, all said. Sold. This is original one-of-a-kind watercolor. Was done in 1988 by Gregory Wilhelmy. Original watercolor 17 by 23. Outdoor study. When we lived in Denver, Cheeseman Park was only 2 blocks away. A restful spot in the urban rush. So that's an original Gregory Wilhelmy. How many of them are there, Jimmy? 1! Yes. Good, you're passing the quiz tonight. I like what you offered, Pretty Boy Floyd. Alpo and what else? Candle. So,
Maybe I'll burn them.
oh no, I got to be careful with that because Juliet's going to get mad at me. I have to start giving Ginger, my other dog, nicotine gum. Yes, I have to. He keeps lighting up in bed. And he's going to burn the damn house down. I didn't give my dog nicotine gum. That was a joke. All right. Ring the gong. All right. That didn't work. Item number on this. Can you guess, Patty?
No.
What do you think the first number is?
I'm going to guess BC. Oh, yeah.
2. 29. 2940. Yeah, good for you. She wins. All right. This is $12,000 list price. It's an original Gregory Wilhelmy watercolor done in 1988. Start at 0. $200 increments. Have you ever been to Cheeseman Park? I was going
I was going to say, though, you have lived in a lot of places.
I have.
You've lived all over the United States. Are you like a fugitive or something? Is that
Not anymore.
okay?
No, I went to school. I started college in Douglas, Georgia. Never been there before in my life. My dad said, we got to find you a college, and we were driving from California to Florida, and we passed Douglas, South Georgia College. I got the nickel turn. My dad goes, that looks good. And he says, all right. And then they asked me, what do you want to study? And I said, Dad, what do I want to study? And I said, I like stocks and bonds, finance. He goes, Now go with economics. I said, what is economics? Supply, demand, you'll be great at it. And he was right. All right, looking for a $200 open. That's a one-of-a-kind original. And I hear you can't go to Cheeseman Park. You know why? Too much cholesterol. Yeah, you just walk around Cheeseman Park, you're grabbing your heart, go,
So how far from Denver?
Cheeseman Park?
Is it in Denver?
I have no idea. I've never been there. No, I have been to Denver a couple times. I watched a Cowboy game there. Ben, my son, went to, lived in University of Colorado, not Greeley, Boulder, yeah. No open once. All right, this is amazing. I got a $12,000 original. Did you see how I said that? Say, can you say it like that?
Probably not. Nobody
Try.
else, but you have to go.
We have 200. All right, practice, Jimmy. It's a Gregory Wilhelmi original. Say it like that.
But is it an original though?
No, but you got to say it. No, it's not an original. It's an original. How much? We have 200, yes. Looking for 4. We'll get that if you could say the word right.
Original.
Close. All right. Oh, I'm going to get in a lot of trouble with $200. Why would they call it Cheeseman Park?
Sounds like it's named after somebody. Maybe Cheeseman.
Or they maybe they
That would be my guess. Otherwise, it would be Cheesy Park. Oh, Mike's down.
$200 going once. Hey, if I'm gonna go down in flames, I'll go down in flames. But that is an original Gregory.
A lot of friends.
Yeah. $200. Look at that. Look at every detail. That's an original watercolor that he painted 1988. 98, 08, 18, 28 will make 40 years. So 36 years ago he painted this. Going once, going twice, fair. Oh, this hurts. Final warning. Sold. That hurt. That's going to leave a mark. All right. Let me find. Okay. I think this is cool, but other people might not. I do. French balconies. Have you ever been to France?
No.
I went to Paris several times. I went there when I was 20 in 1982. I turned 21 in August of 82. What's that? Oh, let's put Old Strike up. Yes. This is my favorite piece. I wanted to buy this, but I never compete with customers. We're going to put it back up. Let's put it back up. You had it there. There we go. Bob Hallam. Do you know Bob Hallam and his brother? Well, Bob Hallam told me 34 years ago, never compete with your customers. And I never have since. Look at this. You got an 8,500 or 5,500. What does that say? Because I can't read anymore.
55.
How much?
55.
55. Oh, it should be more, but that's all right. Start at, what kind of increments did I have on this, Patty?
$100 increments, $350 to open.
Yeah, but what did I have before?
$350 to open, $100 increments.
Oh, 350 to open, $100 increments after we get it. This is one of the most beautiful paintings. It's hand embellished by a museum artist. He has had shows at the Nicolaisen Museum, the Yellowstone Art Museum, the South Dakota Museum of Art. Looking for $350. Do we have it in there, Matt? Whoever requested this, do not lose this. This is one of the greatest pieces he has ever put up. And guess what? There's only one. It's one of one. He's not going to make any more. We have the open. He's only making one. The one of one you're looking at. Oh, that's cheap. That is way too cheap. $350. Going once. I had a date with a 20-year-old French girl when I was living in Switzerland, and I got so hung up. I had these ugly shoes on, and I kept about how ugly my shoes were. It's like, you idiot. Yeah. Smooth. 350 going twice. Fair. And final warning. Oh, that's cheap. A one of one. All in. All said. I later found out she told her friend, if you didn't talk so much, no, she didn't say it. I never saw it again. Sold. That went cheap. Now, these are French balconies, and Jimmy's never been to France. It's an acquired taste, Jimmy. All right. That one is sold. All right, here we go. I went to Paris 3 or 4 times, and I went there. The last time was 2018, briefly. But I got to tell you, there's one memory, Wilson, and I can't get it out of my head. There's one memory. I was 10 years old, Jimmy. 10. We lived in Frankfurt, Germany. We lived in a little town near Frankfurt, Hearst, Germany, where they made all the drugs. You could have used some of those. Fahrwerker Hearst, and it was Hearst, Germany. So my parents take us to Paris. They drove all day. We went some other places and we got to Paris. And it looked like that right there, Wilson. Looked just like that. So I get up before any of them. It's like 6 in the morning. I walk out to the street outside the hotel and I stepped in some barf. Somebody, and that has ruined my understanding of Paris. Was that you, Wilson? Okay, good. No, it didn't ruin it. I like Paris. All right, French balconies, Paris, France. Giclée on canvas. Look at that. And how many did he make? 12. This is number 1 of 12, hand embellished on canvas.
The gargoyle detail.
Where do you see a gargoyle?
Those gargoyles? I don't know.
Yes,
Look at that. It looks like a photograph.
it does. Have you ever seen a gargoyle?
Had one as a pet for a while.
Did you? They eat a lot. Yeah.
I prefer the griffins.
The griffins?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just don't tell them you know somebody that has a chawini. All right, here's what I'm going to do. What do we have the retail up at? 7,500. 8,500. Jimmy, you know anything about glasses? Because I drove home with these last week and they were perfect. Now I can't see anything out of them.
Those type of glasses. I thought you meant drinking glasses.
No, I don't have any. I don't drink, Jimmy. Here's what I'm going to do. This is going to be fun. Start at 0, $200 increments. That is what a true artist can do. He only made 12 of these. He hand embellished them. He sold them for $8,500. This is the only one he didn't sell. They all sold out, and this is number 1 of 12, the very first one. So I am looking for $200 increments. And this is one of the last Wilhelmies I have. Why do you want to know their zip code? Hey, do you know what state the zip code 12345 is in? One, two, three, four, five. Massachusetts. Yeah, that was a trivia question, and I got it right. I have no. Well, it all depends where. Well, no, it's not the top of the country. It all depends what time of day it is, and what season. Yeah, like right now, it's morning in China. Do we have an open on this? Because what? Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I got the trivia question right, but no open on one of the last Gregory Wilhelmies I have right now. No open once. No open twice. Fair? And final warning, all in, all said. All right, we'll take that one down. Folks, I want to talk to you about, I only have two of these. He is going to London to do a show in literally a few months. His name is Sasha Basari. He is a friend of mine. He is a great, I think he looks like Brad Pitt. But I'm the only one that thinks he looks like Brad Pitt. That's him in St. Petersburg about 2011, so what is that, 13 years ago? Now, I had pizza with him every day at the same pizza parlor. And the funny thing is, I don't speak Russian. He speaks broken English. And at the time, it was good enough, but I only know a few words in Russian. Niet!
Who doesn't?
Yeah. Somebody yells, Niet! You go, what did I do? You're going to be hearing a lot of that, Gerstel. This is a Hermitage, probably one of the greatest art museums on the planet. And that's a big poster saying art auction where the proceeds help the animals of the Hermitage. And what Sasha Basari does, hey, the statute of limitations is up. I smuggled this Apple computer, which I found out after I did it was a crime. but he's happy he got it. And I told him my name was Jim Gerstel, and they didn't care. So here is the roof of the Hermitage. And Sasha and some of his friends paint paintings where all the money goes to help the stray cats and dogs of the Hermitage. Now, what I want to show you, Sasha has this gift, and it is a gift. You look at the people he paints, and they talk to you. And I have had so many customers call me up and say, the painting won't stop talking to me in a good way. This is an amazing Sasha Basari. Look into the eyes of that girl, Wilson. Now, Sasha says we all have memories when we first went to a park or why we love to play at the park. And you have this beautiful tangerine colored haired girl sitting there and a bird lands at her table. And it is just beautiful. And he kind of added, if you ask me, on the trees, a little bit of Ivan Earl design realism on the trees, and it is absolutely beautiful. Now, here is 2010. Sasha Basari on Saatchi Online, oil on canvas. Look at that, Jimmy. 15,000 US. We sold that at Art and Coin. Here's Sasha Basari at Saper Galleries. Right here. Here is a piece, Saatchi Online, $15,000, 13 years ago. Now, Sasha has one small, I would call it peculiar, all right? And who's not peculiar, right? Here, this is Saper Galleries in 2011. Night Walk, 5,700 framed. Sasha Basari doesn't fly in airplanes. So I kept inviting him here to come on TV, and he finally had a way of taking a train here, then getting on, something, the SS Titanic, and getting over here. He watches maybe too much Netflix, but he will not fly. This, what does it have the retail on this for? 35,000? He is getting ready to do shows at Saatchi in London. It's going to be huge. And I only have two. Now, Wilson, can you get a good look at this one down here? Look into that boy's eyes. He's talking a mile a minute. And the kid's got what I love most, tomatoes. You can't have a good meal without ketchup. I mean, do you like ketchup, Patty? Juliet? I'll bet Romeo loved ketchup. I heard that was what he had for his last meal. Hey, did you ever see Tom Hanks in The Terminal where he made crackers with ketchup on it? He survived on that. Folks, I'm going to make you guys a deal. And this is a one-time offer. And if you ever wondered, he signs it on the front. Sasha Basari, 2023. Look at those eyes. And then on the back, it's got the dimensions on Russian canvas. He is so valuable. And I got a deal that I'm going to do tonight on these last two. These are the only two. And this one right here, BC 2809. Once again, Russian canvas. And let's find out what the name of this one is. Nightbird. I am going to make you guys an offer that I have never been able to offer one for. I hope you grab them both up, because once this Saatchi show Saatchi is the biggest seller of Russian art on the planet. And once this show with Sasha finds a way to get from St. Petersburg to London, you can take a boat. Yeah. Here's what I can do. Oh. I'm going to make a deal. I'm going to start with that one right there. Nightbird. Never been offered this low in history. And I am selling these at exactly the wrong time. In 3 months, I can hardly believe what the price is going to be after he has a big show. That's why I don't have any new ones. He's saving them for his Saatchi Gallery show, Jimmy. This is too cheap. Are you ready for this, Patty? This is too cheap. $1,200 to open. I've never offered one that cheap. I shouldn't right now. $1,200 to open, $100 increments. It will talk to you. It really will. It is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I'm in my 33rd year of doing this, Jimmy. I was thinking about it. Can I make it to 34? And if I do, does anybody care? Wilson, would you be disappointed if I didn't make it to my 34 years? You'd really be disappointed? Well, thank you. At $1,200, I've never had a Basari that cheap. And let's show the one above, which is framed also. Yeah. Wilson, can you take it to one above, the one on the easel? Oh, that is too cool. And look at this one is this one? No, this one can't. This is not night. This is something about a park. In the park. In the park. In the park. I'm going to do this one too. $1,200. It is custom framed. It is oil on canvas by Sasha Basari. And you're getting these at a time I can't get any more. Because he's saving them all up for a Saatchi online, Saatchi show, which is also online. That's too cheap. Now, in theory, in like 1 minute, I could get on Dish Network, right? All right. Let me know if we're on Dish. Yes, it's 7 o'clock. Hey, Matt, let me say hello to the people on Dish. Hello, Dish Network. Barry Chappell coming to you live from Hollywood, California, home of Primetime Shopping. We started off with some Gregory Wilhelmi, and now I have the last two Sasha Basaris. I even lowered the price down to $1,200 to open. This is the Sasha Basari that is traveling from St. Petersburg, Russia to London, England for a Saatchi Gallery show. I can't get any new Basaris because he's saving them. This is a huge show. Saatchi Gallery is one of the biggest suppliers or biggest sellers of Russian artists on the planet. And I have these two. You might have seen them before, but I lowered them all the way down to $1,200 to open. So we'll start with the one on top. Look at that little girl. She'll talk to you. Jimmy, it's the strangest, most beautiful thing. Just look into her eyes. She's got a lot to say. And that's the most amazing gift I have seen in art, where somebody can just, you look at that, you know that girl. She knows you. It is something you rarely see. You can go look at the Mona Lisa. You can stare and say, wow, how beautiful. You look at a Vasari, you know that girl, and you know she knows you, and you don't know why. $1,200 to open. I've lowered and lowered it. And the one on the bottom is also $1,200 to open. Yes, I have some David Lloyd Glovers. I have some amazing Oleg Javetins. Got a lot of great stuff. I can't believe these are still here at $1,200. Ooh, that'd be a tough choice, but I'd be all over the redhead. That didn't come out right. That did not come out right. What I meant to say, if I had to choose between one of these pieces, I would go for this one. I went crazy about a redhead, Tracy Stewart, in college. No, we never went out. We just were great friends, but we were voted homecoming king and queen of Hawthorne Hall. Yes. Yes. Tracy. I got to turn the rest off. Already been making plans. Hey, you know, with all these campus uprisings, I was going to go back to the old Southern Oregon State College with a couple of my friends and seize the campus, just so we could make them redo the 1982 student body election. I lost by 13 votes. Out of 2,700, I lost by 13. No,
Demand a recount?
yeah,
Same thing?
yes. But if I could have, knowing what I know now, I would have won by 2 votes. But anyway, let's move these aside. Here's what I want to talk to you about. Here, I'll let you move them. Before I get to David Lloyd Glover, I want to talk to you about Oleg Javetin. Oleg Javetin is a master painter, master graduate of the Surikov, the hardest art college on the planet. He was born in Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan, at the time of his living there as a kid, was a satellite communist country. When he was 5 and 6, they realized this guy had such talent, they sent him to a special school. He got a 4-year college degree really quick from Uzbekistan, then applied to the Surikov. He didn't get in the first time, but he got in the second time, and he got his master's degree from the Surikov in Moscow. Now, I wish I had better news. I only have 5 Olegs. And folks, Oleg knows. Oleg was getting, before when COVID struck, he went back to Russia. He was getting 150 to 300,000 with a partner per commission. I have 5, and I want to show them to you. And I hope you're out there, because they are second to none. This we sold, but they changed their mind because they wanted a different painting. Look at this right here, a different thing. This is called Uh-oh, hang on. Let me start with something else. Can you, let's put up Eve, yeah, and the apple. Take a look at that. Right here is to me the coolest Oleg. You got a face in a face. You see her looking that way while she's grabbing for the apple. Maybe suggesting she knows she's doing something she shouldn't be doing. And this is the Garden of Eden? Because the name of the painting is Eve and the apple. Wilson, tell people what happens if she bites that apple. No, bad thing. Brimstone. I mean, that is the apple in the Garden of Eden. What did they ask in the Garden of Eden? They said you can have whatever you want, but what can't you do, Jimmy? Don't touch the apple. Did you touch the apple?
She should have known it.
Yes. But no, this is so cool. Now, here's what I'm going to do. BC 2954. Oleg Javetin is a master painter. He has so many requests, so many commissions. I have been doing business with him for 18 years. I had to track him down. Collector's Editions kept lying to me, telling me he moved back to Russia when he didn't. Here's the first time I ever met him. December 4th, 2006. He lived in Corona. He lived an hour and 20 minutes from me. I bought so many paintings. This is a smaller size, and most Olegs, just so you know, when you look at what Olegs go for, here is Sailor's Heart, originally in 2011 sold for $44,800. 3 years later, they had a different owner, had it up at $95,000 US. Here is asking $95,000, and that was 2013, 11 years ago. Oleg, here is something that someone wrote, Dear Barry, I just wanted to let you know, we only have 2 more paintings. This was December 14th, 2007 from the collector's edition pieces. And he puts in the letter, I am told that these paintings bring up to $50,000 easily. So, yeah, that's what Oleg is. This is a great Oleg. Here's what I'm going to do. Eve. It is entitled Eve and the Apple. I could see it if she was really hungry. But didn't it say? You can have anything but the apple. Didn't that what was said, Wilson? And just think, let's get creative. You know what Eve could have done? She could have called DoorDash. They would have been there in minutes. Is that water or liquor you're drinking?
Little both.
Little both. That's what I thought.
Moonshine.
Tell you what I'm going to do. This is going to be a giveaway for the most part. $2,500 to open. $200 increments. This is one of my favorite Olegs. I left. That's what? Eve was framed. And who framed Eve? Adam. And you can tell all this, Juliet, from the painting?
There were only two people.
There was a serpent there, too. All right, I want to show you. All right, let's move that one aside. Look at this. This is Reflections. It's acrylic on paper. It is 23 3/4 by 18, 2959. Now, what Oleg has done, he put Uzbekistan headdress on the this party. You have a face in a face next to a half face. Oleg is famous for using geometrical shapes to tell Russian Romanticism stories. And this, you got pastels. You have oil. You have acrylic. And this is literally, what does it say the list price is? 25,000. And it's only because I've known Oleg for 18 years I can get deals like this. 2,500 to open on this one. That's dirt cheap. I wish I had more Olegs. This next one, 2960, is entitled The Touch. Pat. This, a face inside a face. Nobody did this. This was Oleg's invention, showing that this beautiful lady here is looking out that way, but has thoughts that saying something ain't right. And look at that, the hand going for that face. This hand on the arm. Look at that. I once made the mistake when I was talking about a painting with Oleg. I said, you did all this, then you paint the hand. He goes, no, I don't just paint the hand. You ever painted a hand, Barry? Do you know how many different directions a hand can move? How many directions do you think a hand? I said, Oleg, I know it's hard work. You think it's hard work? Yeah, it is hard work. I mean, then we had our world famous pull-up contest, where we called it a draw. I think I should have won because he was smoking. All right, this right here, The Touch, 2,500 to open. All right. Now, This next one, I am going to show you. And I thought a lot about this painting, Jimmy. This right here is called Appreciation. Now, I don't know how you paint. Let me get some more light on this. There we go, Jimmy. Look at it like that. Yeah, I don't know how you paint a painting where your primary color is, well, it's not a primary, but your main color is yellow and cream. Look at this. And this is one of the most amazing paintings. It's huge. It's 48 by 36. And what I want to do, this is only 9 minutes. If you forgot who Oleg Glover is, he is as good of an artist as you're ever going to see. And these are the last 4 paintings, 5 paintings I have. 4 paintings, because we don't have that last one. Yes. Tell you what, can you play Oleg, whichever Oleg you like, Matt? It's in your hands, Matt. Am I making a mistake? Putting it in Mike's. You got a choice, Oleg 1 or Oleg 2. You could start with Oleg 1, but I don't know. I'm looking in the control room. He's pondering diligently. He got out a Ouija board over that question? All right. Here is Oleg Glover, master graduate of the Surikov.
Actually, I live here in the United States about 17 years. Why? Because I was invited to work here. And it's a very strange story. People saw my artwork actually on the street. When Soviet Union was strong, it was not allowed any private enterprise. I started showing my artworks right in the street. And some entrepreneurs, some American-Russian entrepreneurs saw my artwork, they invited me here. They invited me here in the United States. And I came here in 1990. I didn't speak any language at all, any English. I had $0 in my pocket. And this is why that country is great. I start work and I start have success. My subject matter very simple is I paint mostly romantic paintings. I paint appreciations to the good relationship between people. That's it. Most of my paintings, it's a female and male. And male sometimes give her a letter or a flower. She can read the letter or see that beautiful flower, and she can appreciate his honest suggestions to her. Very simple. Why I like that? I tell you why. Because I don't want to produce any negativity. It's already so much negativity in our world, in the movies, in the paintings too, in the music. I try to work in that areas, but I don't want to do it anymore. I tell you why. How many years I'm gonna live? Maybe another 40 years, maybe 30, no more. After all my life I work in, I want to keep some paintings, and public gonna keep that paintings in their collection as something positive. So people, when they look, they have to have pleasure from what they look on. They have to have pleasure. Yes, we have negatives, a lot of negative around us, but I believe if we move our attention to more positive, everybody as a society, we're gonna have positive. It's simple as this. through the deep psychology, we as a humans, a lot of us don't have a simple one nature. Everybody, even simple workman somewhere in the factory, we all have deep psychological differences even inside us. Each person sometimes can have 2 or 3 faces. It doesn't mean that person liar, or it doesn't mean that person a bad person. No. It's a sophistication of any human being. It's a sophistication of our internal psychological depths. It's multidimensional of any human being. Art is one of activities close to the intellectual life of the human beings. Why it's important? I tell you why it's important. Because we are human beings, we are not animals. I think the art is the highest expression of human brain in any positions, in literature, music, or visual arts, or mathematics. Mathematics, the high-end mathematics is art too. It's very important because we are human beings. It's just one thing what divides us from rest of animal kingdoms. If tomorrow human beings decided to save that planet, they can save that planet. If tomorrow human beings decided to destroy that planet, they can destroy that planet. The difference, simple lion or simple monkey or chimpanzee, they cannot do that. But we are humans, we have tremendous power in our hands. And everything belongs to us, to our decision. Art is just one side of all that intellectual powers. That's why it's important. Human beings can have different pleasures. Psychological pleasures from music, physical pleasures through touch, pleasures from food, pleasures from relationship. And art is another area where people can get huge pleasures, tremendous pleasures, especially if you understand. If you can teach yourself how to appreciate art, you can get a lot of pleasures from it. You can see some beautiful painted details or expression on a face or combination of colors or combination of colors and textures. You can have huge pleasure for your mind and for your eyes. Enrichment, pleasure, it's just pleasure. It's why Medicis in the past, in 15th century, they were not stupid. They pay a lot of money to Raphael or to Michelangelo to paint something good. Because we have such a short time live in that world. The longest life is about 100 years, no more. It's nothing. It's 100 years. Some people live 50 years, 30. My little brother was killed in a car accident. He died when he was 33. Very young guy. We have such a short life to spend that, so my philosophy, try and enjoy every minute, everything. Try and enjoy every hour. Don't go into any stressful situation. You don't need to. Try and enjoy. Try to make your life happy. Try to make your life happy. That's it. This is my philosophy. I'm going to make a lot of money, it's good. If I don't make a lot of money, I make a little bit money or no money at all, it doesn't matter. I have to paint. I just cannot do anything else.
Hi, folks. Barry Chappell with you. That was Oleg Shchevetin in his own words. He English is his second language. Russian, he speaks that. What he learned as a kid in Uzbekistan, he learned that. And take a look at this right here. This is entitled Appreciation Oil on Canvas, 48 by 36. It is based in this cream color, and it is just stunning. Now, as you go down, you see this painting is making the house what they appreciate. And this is like old-fashioned Russian art. And as you get to the bottom, let me lift this up a little bit. Look at that. They're holding a house in the hand. And look at the facial expression, the hand gestures. Look at that. And as you walk around this, you see different things. It's really a stunning painting. And tell you what I can do. Oh, what's the retail on this? Like $100 grand? Yeah, I'll tell you what. Look at that. 5,500 or get me close. That is a large painting. That is old-fashioned Surikov emotion for a Russian Romanticist painting. And I don't know if you're supposed to be happy or sad with this one. What do you think, Wilson? Does this painting make you happy or sad? Makes you sad. Patty, does this make you happy or sad?
It's like, it's kind of like sad, you know, it's like, I don't know, I feel like, I know it says appreciation, but it's like if they're saying goodbye.
It's like you're looking at someone in 1929. It's like they're in a depression there. I mean, look at that.
Appreciation for the home maybe they used to have.
Yeah, appreciation for the home they used to have till Jimmy wrecked it. What'd you do to their home, Jimmy?
Same thing I do to them all.
All right, folks. Here's what I want to do. I got one more to show you. This is like one of my favorite Olegs. It's called The Admirer. And The Admirer is oil on board. Now, yeah, you can put it right there. Look at that. This is too cool for school. Heavy, heavy, heavy use of oil. And look at this Admirer. And look at it. Every G, you got squares, you got planes, you got triangles, circles. Is it a rhombus? Yeah.
I knew what it was, but it's there somewhere.
Yeah, look at all this. And it's painted oil on board. Look at that. It is signed Oleg Zhevetin on the front. It is signed on the back. And it is entitled The Admirer 2956. This is a cool painting. Because that point you were just at, Wilson, is her foot coming off. She is floating on a plane, like a rock plane there, leaning back. Heavy, heavy use of oil there. Then as smooth as a baby's face, baby's behind on her face. Look at this. Every geometrical shape you can think of. I love this one because look at those eyes. Look at the Admirer.
So much going on there. Look at
Yeah.
the top.
Okay. I'm going to give somebody a deal of a lifetime. $4,500. You got an original Oleg oil on board. $4,500. And what I want you to do, oh, look at that. That is stunning. Here's what, and I'll tell you what, folks. What I'm going to try and do, I can do this. If you can lean that one. No, I got this one. Maybe where they can see that one too. And then we have, I'm going to pick my favorite. It's going to be with the gold leaf right here. Call me. I want to become Barry the Giver tonight. I want to give great deals, Patty. I have, and these are all the Olegs I have left. Look at that. Call me. I'll work you deals. This reflection, mixed media, oil and pastel on paper. I'll work you one heck of a deal. It's got some gold leaf there on part of it. Yeah, call me. Which one are you looking at? That lady you were just pointing at, where is that lady? Patty. That one you just touched the screen. Yeah, where is she?
She's right there.
Oh, right there. Yes, look at that. Look at her. Did you hear that, Jimmy? Listen closely. Listen, turn up your hearing aid. Are you ready? Baby. Yes. She said it. Did you hear it? Baby, please. Jimmy scares me. Yeah, what did you do to this nice lady? He just scares me.
She's lucky, that's all I can.
Folks, give us a call. I'll work you a deal. You know what, Patty? I got a number in mind for the admirer right here that is so cheap. Can you hold reflections? Don't look at it because you'll scare yourself. All right. Here's what I can do here. On admirer, right here. All right. This is so cheap. Patty, they got to call in to get this price. They do. You got to call in. This is what I'm saying. No negotiations. This is so cheap.
Wait, on the admirer?
On the admirer. For that admirer, they got to call you. And if I get any trouble, blame it on Jimmy.
I'll be happy to take the phone for you.
I'm talking on this painting, the admirer right here. I have a price so cheap that I can't even say it on TV.
Don't, please, don't. Let them call.
I'm not going to say it. You got to call. Is that cheaper than you ever thought I'd go? Yes, I didn't either.
Just want people to know which one, because there's so many out there.
Yeah, that one.
956.
I got a price so cheap. That is one of the King of King Olegs. Look at that. That is something. And the shape of the admirer looking at her. Yeah. Watch how fast. Once she tells them the price, watch how fast is before it's sold. Watch this.
Sure, are you registered with us?
Watch how quick. Ah,
It always pays to be registered.
yes, it does. Yeah, call up if you're not registered. Get registered. It only takes a minute or two. They ask you a few questions. I lobbied really hard to drop the blood and urine test when you register, but no, we don't have that anymore. We actually never did. I got a price so cheap on the Admirer, and this is a costume. This face and headdress, you got a house there. You got the top of the house. But this costume comes from Uzbekistan custom, where it's born. It means good luck and that you will be watched over in a good way. So you have this and this, not at 50,000, not at 100, not at 50, not at 40, not at 30, not at 20, not at 15,000, not at 10,000, not even 5,000. I got such a special price. You got to call and you will be blown away. And that is a really cool Oleg. Yeah, Patty won't even let me say the price on TV. Yeah.
I would say call for the shock of your life.
Call for the shock of your life. Well, that's scary. I mean, this is a good shock.
Good shock, yeah.
Call for a amazing deal that will make you happy.
That's even better.
Make you do cartwheels. Someone, it's unbelievable. He was getting huge commissions out of Russia. I mean, he's a master graduate of the Surikov, which is one of the most famous art schools on the planet. All right, we're going to take that down. I am going to move along. I would have been all over that. Here's what I want to do. I want to spend just a couple minutes on David Lloyd Glover. Now, David Lloyd Glover is an artist. David Lloyd Glover used to do art that you see in commercials and everything else. I want to show you in only 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes who David Lloyd Glover is. How come? I don't want to know. We can? I don't know. The way you went like that I thought you meant Jimmy was going to get shot. Jimmy, hold your breath for a second. Just hold your breath. How long can you hold your breath for?
35 minutes.
Hold it right now. All right. Take a look at this. David Lloyd Glover.
I'm David Lloyd Glover, and art is my life. I've been an artist for the last 40 years. I've made my entire living working in the art field. When people ask me what my style is, I usually describe it as vivid impressionism, and that's because of the color palette that I use. And it's not so much about, am I a landscape painter, a seascape painter, or am I a still life painter, representational painter? I paint all things. There is a Glover signature. Collectors tell me there's something they see in my work, regardless of subject matter. They recognize my use of vivid colors, and there's a real resonance that they feel when they view one of my paintings, and particularly when they own one of the paintings. It has real emotional impact to them. When I was about 4 years old, my father took me to his favorite movie. And he took me to see Disney's Fantasia. And that was a whole wide world emotional thing that happened to me. You know, being in a big movie theater, the big screen, and seeing this artwork come to life, I was completely knocked off kilter. And my father explained to me that those aren't real things. I thought that was a real world. He said, no, those are all drawings. It was that mind-blowing experience that my father took me to that started me on this track of having to create, and I was voracious. I was drawing on everything. So they were getting me big stacks of paper and I was filling them up as fast as I could, drawing everything that I saw on television, like Buck Rogers, Gene Autry, Roy Rogers. I mean, I was just out of my mind. It started there and it never stopped. I'm always thinking of the person who is going to view the painting and what perspective they're going to have on it, particularly if they're going to be the owner of that painting. It becomes their personal possession and therefore their personal vision. The passion isn't to entertain me. It's not about what I think or what I feel so much. I think about what it would affect somebody else and how I could deeply impact their psyche. I want to bring out human emotions in a way that is calming, serene, exciting. If it's a brilliant sunset or something, it's all about emotions. That's what paint is. My paintings are really expressions of emotion. The moment that I realized I was gaining a reputation in art was when my Brentwood gallery was having an exhibition for me, and I walked into a very busy gallery full of people waiting to see me. I noticed that Olivia Newton-John was standing right in front of one of my paintings. I'm new to Los Angeles and I'm going, wow, that's Olivia Newton-John. And we're just having a one-on-one conversation like I'm an equal to her. We live here in Los Angeles, and it's the entertainment capital of the world and certainly the creative center of the world. As a result of that, I've created a lot of paintings which celebrate the cultural history of Hollywood with famous icons of American pop culture. I did a painting of Django Reinhardt. He was the famous gypsy European jazz guitarist from the 1930s and 1940s. Anybody who plays guitar, that is his hero, because there's just nobody else like Django Reinhardt. I finished the painting, I took it in, and the gallery director said to me, dude, that's a great painting, but I don't know who the heck that is. Along comes Kim Campbell, Glenn Campbell's wife. She took one look at this painting, went, oh my God. And she ran back down the street, grabbed Glenn Campbell out of another store, took him up to the gallery and said, Glenn, look at that. And of course, that was it. He fell in love. That is his hero. Glenn Campbell is one of the greatest guitarists in the world ever. His hero is Django Reinhardt. So Glenn Campbell bought the painting. I've had a lot of artists that inspire me. I was at a show of Andrew Wyeth. When you see an Andrew Wyeth original painting, you realize he's really an artist's artist. They're wonderful compositions. His sense of light, of time and place are just outstanding, and it's very inspiring. Another artist is John Sargent. Although he was a portrait painter of great renown, he was also a wonderful impressionist painter who had great facilities to paint just about anything. His ability to capture a place and time was just outstanding. He would pride himself in painting a whole string of pearls with essentially a single brushstroke. I grew up in a city called Victoria in British Columbia. I lived 6 doors down from Emily Carr, and she is probably one of the greatest impressionist painters that ever lived. And certainly in the realm of women painters, Emily Carr inspired Georgia O'Keeffe. And here I'm literally 6 doors down from her studio. The impact of seeing her work completely floored me. Her paintings were just unbelievable. for the way an artist thinks and how an artist approaches his life, I turned to my mentor, Sid Barron, who became, over the years, what's considered a Canadian national treasure in the world of art and published art. He and I became friends when I was about 18, I think, at the time, when I first met Sid. And I went to meet him at his studio. And I went down the hallway to that studio door, and it's blank, glass window, rapped on the window, door opens, and this guy who looked like Art Carney from the Honeymooners looked at me and he said, "Huh? What do you want?" And I said, "Well, my name is David Glover and I'm an artist and I really wanted to meet you and whatever." And he reached out and he grabbed me by the shirt and pulled me inside and said, "Get in here," closed the door. And he said, "Now what was that again?" At first he was a little shocked because nobody would ever come to his door. He was a recluse. But shortly thereafter we became fast friends and we became friends for years. And he really was my artistic mentor. He was not an artist who was telling me how to do things technically. It was really about philosophy and it was about life experience. Sid prepared me for the rejection and sharing his life experience on what it's like as an artist to present your portfolio and constantly being rejected. And for me not to lose heart, expect to be rejected was what he would tell me. You make 10 presentations, you make 20 presentations, but eventually somebody will say yes and you'll be accepted. His guidance is what propelled me to pursue my career professionally.
昔々あるところに
One of the most poignant moments early in my career was I was invited to Tokyo to have a one-man show with an art dealer there known as Art Brilliant. And Art Brilliant was, certainly at the time, the largest art dealer in the world. I went to an exhibition where it was kind of beyond description. There was over 850 people. The pomp and circumstance they put on, the ceremony of having an artist there live and in person, to them was really something big. At that show, I was sold out that evening, and it was just over 100 original paintings. I realized I had an awful lot of work to do because I signed an exclusive contract for Asia that went on for the next 17 years. Although it was very difficult to perform at such a high level for so many years, the result to me was that there really isn't anything that I can't do. Living in Southern California gives me the inspiration of light and atmosphere, but my broad, vivid landscapes that I create are from my memories of where I grew up in British Columbia. Those images live with you forever. When I want to create a stunning wilderness landscape or a mountainous lake, I go right back to when I was young. My studio is unique in that I have an eastern exposure. So in the morning I control my lighting through the shutters and I'm able to direct the light onto the canvas area to essentially color correct because I can get a very clean color. As the day progresses, I move the shutters because the sun is rising above and then sets into the west. Even when the sun is setting, I get a specific style or type of light that comes in through the windows. When I have one of my paintings sold, I never really know whether the same emotions and message that I'm trying to impart in this painting actually transcends to the collector. It's the human part of us that perceives what we see and what we feel as art, because we can go to that extra level and there it becomes art. My inspiration will come from some emotional and visual impact, and then I will express it in my paints, in my mediums. I want people to see the remnants of the artist. I want them to see a piece of art. I'm telling a story, either it's a narrative story by what you see going on in the scene, or it's strictly an emotional story. It's a response that you have to a particular light effect, a view down a country road. You imagine what's at the end of that road or where it's leading you to. or it's nostalgic. It reminds you of when you were growing up, or it reminds you of an important time in your life. Maybe it was your first romance. You were in a setting just like you see in this painting. So it touches this on a very base level. Art is something that chooses you. Your ability to create in any kind of medium just comes innately, and it starts when you're very young. Certainly in my case it did. You feel this need to create all the time, no matter what you're doing. But it's not something that I think that you decide one day, you wake up and say, okay, let's go to school and be an artist. It has to come from within. Art is something that's always in your left ear telling you, yeah, it's time to paint. It's time to paint, David. You kind of follow the direction that all forces are leading you in. I have done other things in my life, but art is always the mainstay. It has been a constant in my life since I was 4 years old, and it's a constant today. Everything I do in my life revolves around creativity.
Hi folks, Barry Chappell back with you. David Lloyd Glover is an artist. He is absolutely amazing. He even went and had a dance with Shirley Jones from the Partridge Family. And what is she, 93 or something? Or is it birthday? I don't know, but Wilson, you ever danced with Shirley Jones? I haven't either. So I want to show you some of these right now. And Matt's already loaded them in so I can show you some of the different David Lloyd Glovers we have. Oh, look at that. What's the name on that one, Jimmy?
Autumn Leaves.
Autumn Leaves. Now the list price is, what is that, $7,500?
$7,500.
Yeah, and it's called Autumn Leaves. I don't even see Autumn Leaves. Well, oh, that is beautiful. Call me, I'll get you a great deal. Let me see the next one. Because there are some here, they are all fantastic, but look at that. That is the mother lode right there, Jimmy. If you were mining for gold, that's the mother lode. That one right there. Rolling Ocean Surf. That is beyond belief. $7,500 would be a cheap retail. I'll tell you what, give me a call right now. I can auction this. Well, let me show them all to you. And then we're going to decide. I'm going to make some people very happy. Oh, look at that. Tulips in springtime. Do you know what a tulip in autumn looks like? Yeah, I just wanted to check.
Just the leaves.
Yeah.
No lips.
Yes. Look at that. That is an amazing painting. These are all originals by David Lloyd Glover. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Cool Country Lane. That is stunning. Oh, I got a great price for that. David Lloyd Glover is the standard of excellence. I mean, and in Japan, his art is considered dowry worthy, which is like the highest stature you could make in Japan. If your art is considered dowry worthy, look at that. Country Club Fall. Look at that. That is second to none.
That's the last one.
Oh, look at that. Is that all of them, Matt?
That's the last one.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Keep that shut. Let me come to you 1 second. Now, folks, the one that's on the screen right now is so unbelievably special. That is, that, and there are galleries on Rodeo Drive. There are galleries in L.A., big time galleries in New York that would have that for $25,000. But here's what I'm going to do. We'll put that rolling surf back up, and here's what I'm going to do. This is too cheap, Patty. This is way too cheap. $700 to open, $100 increments. That is a monster of a painting. That is one of the nicest David Lloyd Glovers I've ever seen. $700 to open. Yeah, I mean, this is $7,300, $7,500 any day of the week and twice on Wednesdays, except on my show. At $700 to open. I don't know if it's happening to you. Is it happening to you, Jimmy? Look at that painting. I'm getting the mist all over me. I mean, look at that. That's a perfect painting. To own a David Lloyd Glover original. On canvas. All right, let's go to the next one. And, Autumn Leaves. What? No, this one is $600 to open, $100 increments. Look at that. That is absolutely amazing. Signed in the front, David Lloyd Glover. Yes, I have some Michael Schofields tonight. Got a lot of art. But look at that. $600 to open, $100 increment. Oh, $700. That works too. Six. You just don't want to do that 3 times in a row if you ever saw The Exorcist. Yeah, that's tattooed on Jimmy's forehead. Yeah. Yeah, oh, believe me, I saw that in my ex-wife's scalp right after on our honeymoon. I said, what the hell is that? She says, you're looking at it wrong. If you're upside down, it should read 999. I should have taken that as a warning. Here's the next one. What's that? Oh, we have the open on Rolling Surf, which is an amazing painting. Yes, we have 600 looking for 7. That is a stunning painting. You ever been surfing before, Jimmy?
Actually, I never have.
You're smart. No, I surf every now and then. I'm the one that gets pulled underneath. Ben, my son, is a great surfer. 600 has been bid. Going once, and that is so cheap. $600 going twice. Fair. Oh, I'm going to miss this. That's a great buy. Fair and final warning. Sold. Thank you. Who got that? What state? Oh, look at that. Country Club Fall. Yeah, the last one is sold.
That last one was the State of Euphoria.
The State of Euphoria. Look at that. Look at those yellows, man. Those are some tough colors to mix. And David Lloyd Glover, it makes it look easy. Tell you what, on Country Club Fall, 600 to open, $100 increments after we get the open. I don't have many David Lloyd Glovers. They're usually 2 and 3 and 4 times this. So you guys are cleaning up tonight, and I want to thank you for watching me. Mrs. C? All right. Well, thank you, Mrs. C. I like Mrs. C because my last name starts with a C, too. Do you know what my last name is, Jimmy?
No, could you tell me?
My last name is a small church with 2 P's and 2 L's. A chapel! All right, thank you, Mrs. C. All right, let's go to the next one. So I have a few David Lloyd Glovers in the house. Well, David Lloyd Glover's not in the house. He could be in his own house right now. I haven't seen him around here. Oh, look at that. You talk about brilliance. Cool Country Lane. 600 to open. How do you really know if it's cool? Because I was not a cool kid in school. I became pretty cool my last year, junior and senior year in college. People always stop by and say, well, what's Chappell up to tonight? Yeah.
But you were the funny guy. I could see you as a funny guy in school.
Yes, and I would do stuff that I shouldn't have done. I used to take girls on dates, and I called it tombstone taping. Yeah. I saw Leonard Nimoy do it on In Search Of. So what I do is take girls to the cemetery in Ashland, Oregon. And I have a tape recorder. And I would say, hello, Mr. Harris. I am here with Dawn, or whatever her name it is. Open, thank you. We have 600 open. We have the open on this. 600 has been bid, looking for 7. Say what? So I would go to the grave site and I'd say, I'm here with Dawn. We want to know what you're thinking. If we really focus, can you tell us something? And no one happened at the first one. I get to the second one, and I'd be, Mr. Sean, can you remember, did you have any fond memories? And I get to the third one, nothing. And I go, Mr. Johnson, how did you die? Do you remember this? And we didn't hear anything. Then I take him back to the dorm and I play the tape recorder. And the last one, they go, Mr. Johnson, how did you die? And you'd hear, murder, murder. And the girls would freak out. I had made that tape weeks before. Murdered. Murdered. One girl got freaky about it.
I have this idea. What do you think?
Do we have the open? 600 going once? 600 going twice? I am confused. So who has the bid on this? All right. So you have the bid. 600 going once. 600 going twice. Fair and final warning. All in, all said, sold. All right, now Patty, who do you have? All right. So Cool Country Lane. Oh, let's go to the next one. Yes.
Which is it is extra?
Yeah, we can frame it.
What's your phone number?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna have her call you. Yeah, that's pretty long time until you
Which one are they interested in?
call you on the shipping list. I'll call you right now, okay? I need to ask
Oh, yes.
thank you.
They want to see that one? Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, let's get through this tape. Yeah. You ask Patty. I'm on probation ever since I took people tombstone taping. Oh, Jimmy, it was so believable, too. It was so believable. One girl started crying, and I had to tell her, no. There's no Mr. Johnson. That really? Yes.
So what do you think of my idea? A digital tombstone that has an ATM built into it.
Get out of here.
And for all the errors, if you don't come and visit, you don't, right? And it recognizes you.
Is this the next one, or is this one sold?
This is the next one.
This is the next one? Okay. Now this is Autumn Leaves, 600 to open. It is stunning. Look at the depth he can create in this painting. 600 to open, $100 increments after we get the open. I only have a shopkeeper's handful of these paintings. Did you have a shopkeeper handful? Yeah, we're going to get to that in a second. Yeah. I just got to get through the next. That is beautiful. I think there's only one more on the tape, one or two. Let's go to Matt. I'm not a tulip fan. Are you a tulip fan? Well, I know you're a tulip fan, Wilson. Did you just put it right up there on the ear when you're working your second job? How do you know about? Oh, he's got to tell you about it. I'm not in trouble for saying anything.
I'm not touching that one.
Well, that is a tulip, and that is 600 to open. On the tulip, 600 to open. Yes, I have some requests. They're going to be coming up. Now, is there any left, or have I shown them all on the tape, Matthew? I think I've shown them all. Yes. All right. Somebody wants to see this one. Look at this one right there. You talk about too cool. That is too cool. Oh, this is next, though. This is item number BC3006. What's 3 times 2?
Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah. What's 3 times 2? So you got 3, 2 zeros, and 6. That's how you can remember it. This is stunning. This is called Ranch Gate. It's 16 by 12, BC 3002. And Patty, what does it say the cost on this? I'm going to make somebody so happy. 3006. Look at that shadow. Oh man, this is a special painting. David told me quite a history on this. 750 to open, $100 increments. I don't know how much more you can want in a painting from a very famous artist of David Lloyd Glover's caliber. dowry ready. He saw his paintings, larger paintings, sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars each at Art Brilliance. $750 to open. $750 is cheap on this one. This is an amazing painting. That is too cool. Look at that, Jimmy. All right, let me move this aside. Look at this one. The Autumn Country Lane. BC 2851. Now this is oil on museum board. Look at this, or canvas board. Yeah, canvas panel. He painted this in 2022. Well, you got a cert from David Lloyd Glover on the back. He signs it on the front in pigeon blood red. Now it's more of an orange where he signed it in front. Oh my goodness, Patty, what am I in BC 2851 for? This is a large original. It is no, it's 24 by 18. 2851. Look at the certificate. He even put the dimensions on it right there. Oh, 2855. So I gave you the wrong item number? Well, that's a... Jimmy, that was awful of you. Okay. This is a large original. Jimmy, we got to write the right item number here. 2855. Now, right on the 285, turn the 1 into a 5. Oh, this is a full-size painting by David Lloyd Glover. 1,500 to open. On which one?
They're also being registered. The tulips.
Okay. So we haven't opened on the tulips, but we're registering them right now. So let me see if anybody wants to open this one at 1,500. Somebody is opening on the tulips. Look at that. That's an amazing original by David Lloyd Glover. All right, hang on. Let me stop the show. Matt, we got 2 people that want to bid on the tulips. Juliet has the open. Juliet has the open of 600 on the tulips.
What are the increments?
$100 increments. Let's get the picture. There it is. We have 600. Anybody want to make it 7? We have 600 right now.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Juliet, going once to you, going twice to you. She holds the bid. Sold to you, Juliet. Okay. Now, let's see what else I have. Oh, look at this. Nobody on this. Okay. Let's put this one up. This is canvas. It's called At the River Bend. Oil. 18 by 24. It is item number, I don't know.
You had a bid at 700 at 2 or 3, you already pulled it.
I am so sorry. I am sorry. Who did I do that to? Which operator has them? Oh, I am so sorry. I didn't know there was my bad. No, Juliet's got the winner on that. I am sorry. Do we have the item number on At the Riverbed by David Lloyd Glover? I apologize. I have something 1595, but I don't think that's... He painted this in 2013. It's entitled At the Riverbank. Riverbed. At the Riverbed. At the River Bend. Bend. B-E-N-D. Nobody knows the item number on this? At the River Bend. Look at that right there. There's his shirt, Patty. Look up at the TV. Hey, he found it. Oh, we're going to have some fun with this. Say what? Okay. Now this, look at this. 1400 to open. This is a larger David Lloyd Glover painting. And it is stunning. We are verifying. Thank you. Once again, that's 18 by 24. It's oil on canvas board. My bad, it's oil on canvas. Any interest in this? And I apologize that one. Sorry about that. All right, I'm going to move this one aside, Jimmy, and I am going to put up, hey, I have the item number on this. I hope it's the right item number. I don't think it is. Well, it could be. Do you have a BC 303 spring irises? Look at that. That is spring irises. Unfortunately, Jimmy, I only knew her in winter. Iris, I only knew her in winter. No, this is spring. A patty. This is spring irises. Can I get a few more David Lloyd Glovers? Yes. This is a very in-depth painting. I think he won an award with this painting or something. This was an important painting to him. He was telling me how in Japan a painting like this goes for 70,000 US, and that was a while ago. But anyway, $900. $900 to open. $200 increments once we get the open. Now, ooh, this is pretty cool. All right, let's move this one away. This is BC 3004 Rockefeller Estate Study. He painted, I guess in New York, at the Rockefeller Estate. Oh, this is cool. 3004. And that's listed, right, Ashley? Ashley, Patty. 3004. That is too cool. Look at this. 700 to open, and it could be yours. 700 to open, $100 increments. Yeah. Look at that. Have you ever been to the Rockefeller Estate, Wilson? I haven't either. I don't know if they let riffraff like me into their estate. Have you ever been to the Rockefeller Estate legally? Is that sold? All right, I'm going to move. I got one more to show you. Well, I got more than one more, but this one, uh-oh. Chateau de... All right. Now figure out how to pronounce that Chateau.
Chateau.
I know, but read the rest of it.
Chateau de Quim Satens. I don't know. You've been to Paris, not me.
Well, how do you know? How do you know that's not in Belgium?
It could be.
Look at this. That is one of the coolest David Lloyd Glovers I've ever seen. The shadow that fence is casting. Red skies at night, sailor's delight. Look at that. I priced this so cheap. This has got to be gone by now. Someone just requested it. Jump on that. Well, I mean, don't jump on the painting, but jump on that deal. So what? Do you know much Spanish, Jimmy?
No, very little.
How do you say, just in case this happens to you, the cat is on fire? El gato?
I'd say, give me the fire extinguisher. Nobody.
What is it? A gato? A gato? Faroom. No, how do you say fire? Breno? Freno. Fueno.
Fuego.
Like with a G.
Un
Fuego.
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 Don't add the
Fuego.
R. Fuego.
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 Fuego. So how you say your cat's on fire? El gato fuego.
Yeah, but it's not, you can't use fuego. Yeah, you can't even use it. If you're saying the cat's on fire, el gato se está quemando. But you can't say
El gato de Sacramento. Ha ha ha.
right there.
Verifying.
El gato's on fire. Jimmy, don't ever light a cat on fire. I love cats.
I love cats.
I had my first cat when I started graduate school.
I've actually never owned a cat, but I've had lots of friends who. I had a cat lived in my shop for a while.
Yeah. Look at this. It's $750 to open. Ranch gate's got to be gone by now. Any open? I can do. Yeah, you handle it. But we don't have an open yet. I know Ashley had somebody interested or somebody here, but let me just find out. Matt, does Ashley have anybody on this?
Not yet.
Not yet. As we're getting all kinds of offers, I just want to see. No open at $750.
The autumn on Cross Lane, 2855, you have an offer of 700. It's 2855.
2855. That's the one that I.
Yeah, no. It's huge. I paid. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, I might have to handle this off the air. Matt, are you sure Ashley doesn't have anybody on this?
It's Don Johnson, yeah, Donald. Yes, he's offering 700.
We're verifying. Because I got a couple people in here. Let's see what they say. The painting right here. Hang on. Are anybody? What does Ashley say?
No, on this one here, you're fine. I got it.
You got it. All right, this is gone. Thank you. Now, I want to work a deal with them. What's their name? What is it? Donald. Donald. Like Donald Trump. I met Trump. He couldn't have been nicer to me.
No, he's talking to you. Are you watching TV right
Yeah, all right. Now, Patty, what's my cost on 2855? True story, camera 2. I was walking over with my daughter because they got all these wild rabbits at Trump's golf course, and he was playing a round of golf. I was just trying to take some lettuce my daughter gave me to give the rabbits. And Donald Trump is a big guy. He's like 6'3". And he turned around real quickly, and I was right behind him, and he knocks me over, but I see this big hand grabbing my arm, pulls me up. Goes, "You all right, sir?" I said, "I'm great." All right, I'll tell you what. All right, bottom. What? All right, thank you. All right, I got a couple more Glovers here, and what does he say? And I am gonna.
He has 4 David Glovers. 5 which ones? Oleg, he has 5 Olegs.
He's got 5 of them. I'm grateful. Thank you. Tell him to take care of them. And Jimmy, if you ever go out in the winter, you need a pair of Glovers. All right. I'm just joking around. Can you move this? Let's see if we can work a deal. No. What's the highest he can go? But here, let me show you another one right now. This is Chateau de something. Chateau. Can you pronounce this, Wilson? You're my linguistics expert. Chateau de Queno? Say what you do and you clean it up, Jimmy. Say that again. All right. All right, I'm going to turn this around, and this is, I don't even have an item number on this. 3007. All right, now I am going to walk over next to Patty and Wilson, and they're going to help me say this. Chateau de Quayum. Saturday? What does Saturday mean? Saturday? What language is that? What language is that? You did. I paid more. Here, all right, I apologize, but on this, Patty, on this one, this right here, that is Chateau de Quayum. Did I say it right? Chateau de Quayum. And what's the last word? Saturday. Ha ha ha. I speak no French. De quorum Saturday. Is it like a quorum? Do we have enough people there to vote? All right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do on this. $7.50 open. I wish I could, but I can't. I get in more trouble than they ever dream of. And I got Rockefeller estate. I have this one here. Uh-oh. Can you grab that sticker? Here, if you can put that, make that stick. All right, these are the David Lloyd Glovers, and I'm going to move on. Here, what we do, Jimmy, is watch this. Hand me that one. Oh, I'm living on the edge. Not since Evel Knievel. Look at that.
That one is being sold. Spring flowers. On top is being sold. French flowers is gone?
On top, this is gone. Okay, thank you.
It's called spring irises, but I guess that's good.
Spring irises. That's funny because I met Iris in the summer.
So that was 3003, BC 3003?
Yeah, I think Matt and Ashley have that. Let me just look over here for one more painting. Oh, boy, that will trip you up. Yeah.
Okay, and also the Wilhelmine. There he has.
What's that?
He also has the Wilhelmine, the kettle.
All right, hang on. Which Wilhelmine do they want to see?
That kettle. Montana man.
Oh, yes. I forgot about that. Let me do one more David Lloyd Glover. If you can grab these two, you got to nail. Oh, yeah, I'm going to get to that Wilhelmine in 1 second. This is Givery Garden de Monet. This is Monet's garden. Monet was a very famous painter. Monet was the first one to put a naked people that were not classic nude. See, in art, Jimmy, if you paint a classic nude, they cannot be real people. They have got like body. I mean, they have an equilateral triangle between their breasts and their belly button. Dimensions most people don't have. And Monet painted buck naked people having a picnic on the grass. It's called Luncheon on the Grass, 1863. People spit on his painting. Now it's considered the beginning of the Impressionist period. This is called Givery Gardens de Monet, BC 2855. That can't be because we've had that number before, haven't we? Or all right, but anyway. What's it called? Givenet. Oh, you're just such a.
I'm learning to speak French.
No, but what do they call a modern man? What do they call him? Renaissance man. You're a Renaissance man. Patty, where am I in this? Ooh. Yeah, this is quite the painting. Yeah, the retail should be way up there. Yeah, it's like 25 or 35,000. Oh, look at this. This one, I'm going to need $1,500 to open. And $100 increments once we get it. And then somebody wanted to see something else.
The Wilmany, the bull one, the Wilmany.
Say what? Say it.
Matt wants to see, that one with the bull head, Montana.
Which one, Jimmy?
The Wilhelmine.
Yeah.
Oh, the Wilhelmine, yes. Oh, yeah. My bad. All right, camera 2 for a second. I want to show you a very, very special piece for tonight. This was done by Gregory Wilhelmine. This is a monumental piece. This is off the charts. Take a look at this because I only have number 13, 14, and 15 out of 100, I believe, or out of 50. Take a look at this. This is called Montana Matinee. and it is 12 inches by 36 inches. He has, and each one is hand embellished. The list price is $9,500. This was one of the most important pieces he ever did. And he only has number 13, number 14, and number 15 of 100 left. That's it. You can even pick which number you want. If you're like Jake LaMotta, you might want to stay away from the 13, the hard luck round, Jimmy. All right, but these, now when you look at that, all the detail, all the original, they're just, it's off the chart. Here's what I can do. Oh, I'm going to make 3 people. And Patty, if they have a preference, they want number 13, 14, or 15, let me know. Oh, they're not going to believe this price. Oh, you're not going to believe this. Oh, this is too cheap, Jimmy. Watch how fast these go. $785. This is one of the greatest works he ever did. The whole edition, except for number 13, 14, and 15, are sold out. And they sold out for many thousands each. You can get it for $785. Oh, look at that. What was that Billy Crystal movie where they all went on a stampede? Where they went on with a cattle drive?
So is that what quick question, is that what it means? Number 13, 14, 15, so we have 3 of these?
Yes.
I have 3 of them. I have number 13, 14, and 15. Anybody call it. Tell you what I might do. I know I'm going to do it because I'm down to my last 17 minutes. Now, Patty, you got to cross your heart. All right. I'm going to reduce the price a little bit. If Gregory asks how this happens, you blame it on that guy, all right? You saw him do this. I'm selling this at cost. I hope you're there. $655 each. That's below cost. That's just a deal at the end of the night. This is one of the most important works Gregory Wilhelmi has ever done. And out of 100, they all sold for 7, 8, 9, 10,000. You can pick your number. I got number 13, number 14, and number 15 of 100 left. And that is so cheap. If you don't love it, send it back. You'll get it. You'll go, that is the most amazing, embellished Jaclay I have ever seen. And watch, they're going to go because number 13 is sold? Yes. 13 is gone, the hard luck number, according to Jake LaMotta. I don't know if I like 13. It didn't work. It did work out for Apollo 13, in the sense where they never got to go to the moon.
Yeah, but it's worked out.
So number 13 is gone. I got number 14 and 15, and this is an amazing work of art. Now, Jimmy, if you've seen all the art here tonight, if you were going to pick a painting at the end, something where we all hold hands and sing "We Are the World."
I really like this one.
Well, I've already sold number 13.
Two left. So
I know I'm not moving off of this yet. But if I did move off of it and we picked a painting that we're all going to hold hands and sing "We Are the World," Wilson, which painting would it be?
one of the Glovers, right? Right.
None of the Olegs. Forget the Olegs is what you're saying, Wilson.
What's the title? I like the one that's on the easel now.
The what?
The one that's on
That's
the easel.
Monet's
Forgot the
garden.
name.
Yeah, that's Monet's. Oh,
Yeah, Chateau Gerstel.
Oh, that's on the.
all right. I got 2 left. I got 14 and 15. Don't miss out on this. Write it down. Think about it. Now we're going to go to Wilson's favorite piece.
Yeah, Chateau is sold.
Chateau is sold. Okay.
Oh, no, hang on. This is sold. Let's take this.
No.
Chateau.
Whatever, yeah.
Okay, Chateau is sold. Pull it out, and so I still have Monet's garden. Now, just as a fact, a lot of people don't know this. Monet painted over 100 of Monet's pond. And it's... Are you sure it's not one of these? Okay. Oh, that one's sold. What?
I didn't sell the country lane. No, you get it framed for.
Oh, look at that. That is something.
You get it framed.
All right. Now, nobody's interested in Monet's garden? Monet's right here? Okay. Which one? Pick your... Oh, look at that. Which one are you going to take?
Probably the one you just had.
Which one of these two? This one or this one?
That one.
Right here. Take a look at this. Oh, look at that. That is stunning. David Lloyd Glover, Chateau de something.
Yeah, this is the one that's sold.
This one's sold. This one's sold.
Okay, well, just give me a look.
Yeah, I'm going to put it up. The Rockefeller Estate. Thank you. Whoever bought the last one. Look at that. Look at those leaves, Jimmy. Look at the pathway. You're moving. It's now out of focus, Jimmy. Have you ever seen leaves floating on a pond so gently? Look at that. I need an item number on this. 3004. 3004. That is BC 3004. Do that again. See, once again, now, Patty, you've been so great tonight. But if you need one, use your thumb or index finger. I wouldn't use the middle finger to indicate one. No, please don't. I learned a lesson, Jimmy, a long time ago when I was 17. When you hitchhike, use these two fingers or these two fingers. Did you know that, Wilson? When you hitchhike, use those two. Those two are your thumb. Don't hitchhike. They beat the senseless. They beat me senseless. Okay, 3004. 750 to open. Time is relative. Did you learn anything about Einstein? Now, one thing he said really messed me up.
I've been told I look like his father.
You look like Einstein's father?
Same hair.
Same hair? Well, that one law, I don't know if I can repeat it on TV. But Einstein said it. You know what I'm talking about? Einstein said incest is relative. Right. Now, I can't believe this didn't sell. I got a couple Olegs left. This one is my favorite too. Move that one out of the way. This, Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, and it is Eve and the apple. I want this one so bad, but I never compete with customers. 2954. Look at that. You're standing in front of the light. There you go, Jimmy. Ah, now I can see it. Oh, look at that. 2,500 to open. That is such a perfect painting. A face in a face, everything that makes Oleg Javetin famous. And nobody wants the admirer. All right, let me put up something else. Yeah, we haven't sold that one yet, right? We had all kinds of offers, but nobody took this one home. $28.55. So you got to go get a passport tomorrow? They take a while.
No, I've already got it in the works already. I had to resubmit a photograph.
What name did you give them?
My stage name.
No, you didn't.
Huh? I gave my regular name.
Smiley B. Zilch? No. Why?
Because I might tell you what it really is.
Well, my fake ID, my first one had Gary Upchurch. It worked great till the guy at the liquor store. You got to understand, I was living in Indiana. I was 15, buying beer and everything else. And it worked so great, Wilson. Till one guy said, all right, Mr. Upchurch, what year did you graduate high school? I got that wrong. Therefore, losing my Gary Upchurch.
Said I never did. And then you would have been home free.
Yeah.
That's what I use.
You're 15 with an ID that says you're 21, trying to buy liquor, and they ask you, oh, I guess, but I got it so wrong. It's like, wow, you're in your 40s, sir. All right, now look at this. And what was the item number on this? 2855. This is a large original David Lloyd Glover. And 1,500 is bottom. This is just such a precious painting. Yeah, I'd never had a cat because my parents and everybody told me I was allergic to them. That caused asthma. But guess what? I get to Denton, Texas, and I find a stray cat in my apartment complex. I started feeding him. He became my cat. I named him Rockford. Then on an oil lease, a year later, I found a kitten. I named that kitten Windfall. So I had Rockford, Windfall. And then it rained for the first time I ever saw such a heavy rain in Denton, Texas. And I saw a cat dancing on top of a storm drain. I opened it up, the only time it ever opened when I stuck a knife in it. And there was 5 kittens in there, and I feed them with a little baby bottle. Found homes for all of them. And I kept the mama, too. She was a hard one to catch. Folks, I got 4 minutes left. And it's still, I checked. Jimmy, I checked. It's still on YouTube. The execution of James Gerstel, of Jimmy Gerstel. If you don't believe me, it's really there, Wilson. I executed him with jumper cables.
Someone check the number on spring irises.
0 what?
Spring irises.
Check the number on that one.
I thought that one was sold.
No, I'm missing a few numbers still. It's 16 digits. You want to let's start over.
Green Irishes I have sold.
You can just
Yeah, what's the item number?
3003.
Well, folks, I got about 2.5 minutes left. I agree with all of you. I'm not going to fix my dog. I can't.
Don't do it yourself.
No, I'm not. You just look. He's the first Chiweenie that I've ever owned. All right, I'm still thinking about it. I keep thinking he's going to calm down. Just give him a week or two away from that one dog that was like the peace, love to you. Oh, 2 minutes, I got you. All right. And folks, I can't believe, I can't, and I'll even give you, I've already offered this, it's so cheap. Can you move that away for a second, Jimmy? This right here, the Admirer, Oleg Javetin BC 2956. I get as many Olegs as you can. He is going, he's always mad at me. He says, but you sell my work too cheap, and I do. But, he gets so much more for his work. And give me a call on that, and I'll give you one heck of a deal. And I want to thank you all. 1 minute. Hey, anybody know, hey, Wilson, what's the punishment for driving on a suspended driver's license with no current insurance?
Well, you'd at least spend the night in jail, for sure.
Really? Well, they tow me home? No.
It's valet.
Folks, I want to thank you. Give me a call. I'll sell you an amazing Oleg. And it's not my fault that my license got suspended, Jimmy. But they sent me a questionnaire and I did it wrong or something. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you. You've been too kind to us. We'll be back next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. Hey, we love you. Thank you so much. Buford, don't kick that dog. Bye. Sold?
The following program is a paid advertisement for